Give us 30 minutes each week to discover the trends that are shaping the future of retirement with That Annuity Show. We bring you conversations with industry leaders who are revolutionizing financial products, technology, and distribution channels. Now, here's your host, Paul Tyler.
Hi, this is Paul Tyler, and I am sitting here live at the floor of the LIMRA annual conference with my colleague Tom Rios, a first-time co-host of our show. Tom, welcome.
Thank you, Paul. It's great to be here today. It's great even to be here with an old friend, Jim Kerley.
Yeah, we have a great guest, Mr. Jim Kerley, who has done some extraordinary things in the industry for LIMRA, for a number of different companies. Jim, welcome to the program.
It's always a pleasure. Paul, Tom, it's great to see you guys again, and to be on the floor of the LIMRA annual meeting with almost 1,100 executives.
It's amazing.
Literally around the world.
That's right.
Coming together to share and to learn and to discuss the topics of the day.
Yeah, now, there was a really good opening session. Actually, a couple sessions. I think Dave did a great job, talking about areas of interest for LIMRA. We heard the former Secretary of Commerce and former Governor of Rhode Island talk to us, and it's interesting. Lots and lots of change going on in the world. A couple things I heard. Maybe this is just my ears. Was AI and people and change. I don't know, Jim. What did I hear? Did I hear it? What did you hear?
I heard the same thing. It's all about AI. It's all about AI, and the term AI is so pervasive that I think a lot of people don't really understand what AI is. And I learned this from you. Well, AI is a combination of a variety of applications, solutions that are plugged together to meet your own individual company needs and productivity gains. So how are companies structuring their own approach to using AI is really interesting. And Dave Levinson made a really interesting point about the LIMRA research, saying that companies in the industry are underinvesting and we're behind. But even more difficult to hear is that companies are applying AI solutions broadly rather than deeply, which means they're not getting any kind of significant impact in these areas. So if you're going to go into something, go in all in, prove the solution, and then keep moving forward rather than dabbling across the company.
Okay, so if that's the future and that's going to change it, wow, I'm an executive at an insurance carrier, and I'm not sure if I know that much about AI. How do I future-proof my career?
It's a great question, and it's funny you say that, because I was just talking with a couple of members here, and we were talking about talent and more importantly, the stress on employees today. Right? I mean, Tom, think about, you've been in the industry for a long time, around the industry for a long time. I don't think I've ever seen an industry and a set of employees that are so being disrupted with layoffs, with technical changes, with the emergence of AI, whatever that means for them and for their companies. The people that are downsized and outsourced sometimes are the lucky ones, because we forget about the people who stay and the pressures that they're under to perform. In my experience is that the amount of work doesn't go away. It's just fewer people to do it. Right. So if I'm an employee, if I'm a rising executive, if I'm a current leader, senior executive, how do I develop myself, and how do I approach my own personal growth in an industry that is in so much transformation? And we forget about that. It's really, really important, because at the end of the day, the transformation is going to happen because people get involved and people are adapting to the change. But if we don't make them ready, we're going to fail.
Absolutely. So Jim, when you're talking to executives, and especially about AI, it's such a gray area. Like, do we go down that path? Like, what parts of their business could they, include AI in their transformation. And some of them are taking a very conservative approach in terms of how they leverage it. Some of them, because they're entering into some new ground. There's some legal issues that they have to solve for and make sure that they verify with legal that they can leverage the technology. But how are executives challenged with AI as it relates to whether or not they can implement it?
Well, I think it's, first of all, what's the roadmap?
Right.
What are we going to do as a company? And again, as I said, it's so pervasive that it's almost like, where do I start? And I think LIMRA's done a great job with their AI committees, trying to set a framework and a standard.
That's great.
I understand that the NAIC has developed a framework. So those are two great beginning points. But and there's so many places. Tom, you ask, where should I apply AI in my business?
Mm-hmm.
I think the question is, where shouldn't I apply
Yes.
AI in my business?
Thank you. Thank you.
Because if you believe what AI is, it's a set of solutions that we build that can create machine learning and improved efficiencies and all of the promises that were made. But we have to apply that in individual work processes, individual units. So yes, could it be efficient in underwriting? Absolutely. Maybe claims? Absolutely. How do we help empower our advisors through the use of AI with understanding policies? Think about an average advisor today with so many policies that they have to represent, the language of the policies, what's best for the client. How can I help an advisor do a query in an AI-supported database?
We played around with illustrations. We're starting to work with needs analysis. I mean, think of how AI can change the game for a consultation with Jim about his insurance needs. I think it's going to be revolutionary. Now, I think back, dates myself to the closest technology transformation I think this feels like is when the internet popped up. I mean, that was when I started my career back in the mid-90s. I remember the discussions of, like, should we even have a website? Oh, by the way, who should have the internet access on their desktop? But that played out over 10 years.
Right. This is playing over 10 weeks.
Exactly.
I mean, it feels that way, doesn't it sometimes?
That's right. That's right. But I think with AI, you can't be a fast follower. You have to have a plan.
You got to have a plan, and my view is that you have to pick a point of entry in your company and go deep and get people ready for what the solution will deliver.
Right.
And, I think today, I've never seen executives under more stress. And I've been in this business for a long, long time. And I'm not saying there weren't problems and there weren't stresses, because there were. But there's a different level of anxiety around what is my business going to look like? And how do I adapt myself personally?
Well, maybe we could, I'll double click into that. I don't know, are we going to be double clicking, or am I just going to ask something to tell me more information about it? I don't know, Jim. How do I
go ahead, double click.
Double click. We'll go the double click on the training. So how do you de-stress yourself as executive? Because, Tom, your question around, where should I apply it? Well, that kind of implies I know a lot about AI that I may not know. You also have, I think, the challenges of working inside a matrix organization are incredibly hard in this environment. How do you dissect what is a successful? I'm an executive looking back 3 years from now who led a AI transformation. What were the critical skills that I needed to build, or networks I needed to pull this off?
This morning we heard Chris Foreman from Foresters. I'm sorry, let's take that back. Chris Beeman from Foresters. You're going to edit that out.
Yeah.
One of the things that people talk about is getting ready to get ready. So how are we educating our executive teams around what AI actually is for their company? If I'm an executive, that's the first thing that I need to do is build up an operating knowledge base so that I have context. And that's the responsibility of myself as an executive and the company. Say, okay, we're going to move into this space. Let's make sure people understand what the space is we're actually talking about.
And we're fortunate we have an organization like LIMRA that has a lot of resources, that they hold a lot of workshops. They have sessions where executives can gain more information about AI, such as what are they deploying in their own businesses. So I think that networking, that collaboration certainly is going to help grow the use of AI, but you're absolutely right. Having a roadmap, having a strategy, making your people fully aware of the impact and the direction and the outcomes you're wanting to change is certainly all important.
Tom, you bring up a really good point about LIMRA resources. And so if I was a CEO or a divisional leader or senior vice president, I would get my team on a series of calls with the staff at LIMRA around tell us about AI, just as a starting point, so everybody has a baseline. That's one thing I would do tomorrow.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I think, is how do we help individuals deal with the change that's going on, whether it be AI or anything else in the world? And we are living in an environment where, at whatever level you're in, it's stressful. And with all the transformation that's going on, what's my potential for the future? How do I get ready for that? So when I work with my clients and my coaching clients, the first place we start is, why do you work?
And you're very good at it, I can tell you, because I'm a client.
Paul was a client, yes, he is a client. And I asked you that question, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right, it all worked out. Look at where you are today, thanks to you, not me. And then we think about what are the options that you might pursue, and we test all those options. And over time, what happens is my clients emerge with a clarity and a purpose around what it is they're trying to do next. And then we can help build a pretty cool presentation where we actually help them understand how to present themselves in a holistic way. Don't send a resume. Have a conversation, and support the conversation with, a pretty cool PowerPoint that we can put together. And then a whole series of networking. I don't help people get jobs. I help people put themselves into a position where jobs find them.
Tom, I'll put you on the spot. What were the big? Tell us. What was the biggest transition you had to make in your career? How'd you do it?
Wow, the biggest transition. I think I've been fortunate to be in a very similar role for the past 25 years. Obviously, I've gone through a couple of acquisitions, but all within the same company. And holding a sales role with the same company is a very difficult task for a salesperson. But I think, what's made me stay focused and enjoy what I do today is the fact that we live in a market where we impact so many people's lives, and we can make a huge difference. And I very, very I feel very strongly about the work that we do in helping companies achieve financial longevity. We're very focused in how we're trying to remove friction out of the process so that people can better understand the products that we market and distribute. I like the fact that we can process business more efficiently than we ever have. I like the fact that we're trying to remove paper out of our business, which is also a big problem for our industry. And I think we're slowly getting there. We're moving in the right direction, and now we've got this disruption with AI and how do we use it. And we're using it today within our business, so we're very fortunate. We're finding ways that doesn't impact us significantly, but we also know that it produces a lot of really great results. So we're very excited about what the future holds. But for me, I'm completely happy with what I'm doing today and have been for many, many years.
Good for you.
Well,
Your point is an excellent one, because when you're happy in your job,
yeah,
you'll enjoy it. And so today, helping people, individuals, become a little happier in their job, bring clarity to why they are in their job, and also to balance it all out. Right? Let's think about your life holistically, and how does work fit into it. And once we get that established, people can be relaxed. People can come to work with a purpose that maybe recognize that the job is stressful, but it's the job, it's not them. I heard once at a LIMRA meeting that you need to approach AI as a business partner.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
A business partner that can help you. Because without the human connection, the AI is not going to work. And in the future, AI is going to really help that business partner. So how do we figure out the best way to play the game in an evolving world?
Yeah. Well, I really like finding happiness. And I think you're right. Everybody needs to find happiness in what they're doing. And if you're not, by the way, sometimes it's the job, sometimes it's the person.
Right.
Now, I guess along those lines, how do you find happiness here? What if I have to learn, and I say learn again, I'm thinking not only the tech, but I'm learning people. How are people doing it today? Where's the knowledge coming from? I think, and I'll make a bold statement. I think conferences are more important than ever today.
Absolutely. Connecting with people, networking. If you're on a LIMRA committee, you're a great source of knowledge. Call your committee members from other companies. As an industry, we share a lot. But I think today individuals need to step up to take some responsibility themselves about what it is they need to learn. And what I think survey after survey will tell you that employee satisfaction is greater when an employee feels like they have an opportunity to learn in advance. It's not the 3% raise or the 5% raise or the bonus that motivates people. It's being in an environment that's stimulating for you. And that's, in our industry, at the levels that you and I are all dealing with, these are bright, interesting, successful people that want to succeed in what they do. And so helping them is a really important thing for both the industry and for individual companies. And for me, that's my mission. So I can help an individual become a better employee or a better person in his or her job or his own or her lifestyle. We've had a success.
Well, hey, Jim, this has been great. So, if you had to generically give, 1, 2, 3 pieces of advice to executives, people in managerial roles in our industry, what would it be?
I think the first thing that I would say is remember that people are emotional. Right? They have feelings. Yes. Right? And today, some of those feelings are unsettling. So how do I help people through a very transparent process of knowing what's going on and helping people work through that? So make sure you're present as an executive. We heard that this morning. So that would be the first thing. The second thing would be help people identify areas where they would like to develop and support that development. And I think the third piece is to help your employees network with other people who have the same jobs or feeling the same thing and the pressure. And once you can do that, you'll have a much maybe happier is not the right word, but settled employee who's willing to come to work every day and do the job you're supposed to be doing.
Well, I love it, Tom. What do you think?
Absolutely. I agree with Jim completely. I feel that, the more that we can align, employees, we've been very fortunate where we have a very good leader at the helm of our company. And we have this thing that we do, we call it Friday's Message. And Friday's Message is what's going on throughout the whole company. For a company of our size, we have over 2,000 employees, Jim. And, the main thing is it was all about transparency, making sure everybody knows what journey we're on and what we're doing, what successes we've had, and what our mission is. And that has to be clear. It has to be constant. She delivers this message each and every Friday. And what better way for us to make sure that we understand at all levels throughout the organization in terms of where we're going, what things we have to do better and all those things. We share that as a company, and that I felt has been really, really important, making sure that you're reaching every person in your company to make sure that they understand that, they have a place within the whole organization and they have a role to play.
Well, that's a great example of clear leadership and transparency. I'm sure what happens is after those briefings, people talk among themselves.
Absolutely.
And they are encouraged to talk among themselves about what the message was. And that's how it's integrated into their own personal life, their own jobs, and the purpose of what they come to work for every day. I guess they don't actually come to work today. They just go to their office in their house. But that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Hey, well, Jim, the time's been great.
Love it.
If anybody wants to reach out talk to you about any of the issues we've discussed, they need a coach, how should they find you?
I think the simplest way is to send me a text.
Okay.
781-856-7109. Of course, I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's Kerley, Jim Kerley. I would love to talk to you pretty much about anything. And if you want to talk about coaching, I'd be happy to do that too.
Excellent. All right. Jim, thanks.
Jim, thank
Paul,
you, Jim.
great to be with you guys today. Thanks a lot.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Take care, Jim.
Nassau Financial Group is always working harder to be your carrier of choice. We build products that help protect people's savings and are dedicated to providing you with best-in-class service. We seek to keep things simple and have your back in the years to come. Nassau is headquartered in Hartford, Connecticut. Learn more at nfg.com.
Zinnia, an Eldridge Industries business, simplifies insurance. It delivers comprehensive solutions for the industry's most critical needs and creates the modern rails of the insurance industry. To learn more about Zinnia, please visit zinnia.com.
CM Risk Consulting helps insurance company clients navigate through rating agency strategies and capital optimization. At CM Risk Consulting, our mission is to empower organizations through expert consulting in capital needs and credit ratings. Our goal is to become executive management's partner and operative arm as it relates to insurance credit ratings and capital management.